this is Dave from Net4 Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. It is October 7th, 2022, and the time now is 18:14 hours Eastern Time here in beautiful southern North Carolina. I have a situation with a friend that I hope all of you listening can help me with. Top secret Army Ranger, who's been on this channel, on my Bitchute channel, on my UGETube channel, and my other channels a number of times, and I'll leave the links for the 4 latest videos he did with Plymouth Fury down in the description. He's living in deplorable conditions in Florida, but not because of the hurricane, because of the person that he has to share living space with, his landlord. And I will describe that later on in the video. But what really gets me is his son, who is a gifted child, skipped 2 grades in school and was doing very well, is being subjected to a very abusive and very non-conducive to learning situation at home, which cannot be tolerated any longer. So I've talked to his parents a number of times. We know each other for years. And we have kind of sort of decided to get this guy some help. We're going to get his son, at least his son, out of there immediately. I'm going to take it out of my wallet, and I'm going to send them an Amtrak ticket if I can. I just called Amtrak, and they said that unaccompanied minors are not supposed to be riding the trains, but I'm going to make arrangements to have him accompanied, or in the alternative, I want to get in my Jeep, and I want to drive the 600 miles down there and go get him. Because this situation cannot be tolerated any longer. And when the boy heard that he is coming up here, he broke out into tears of joy. That's what Plymouth told me. So I started a GiveSendGo account, and hopefully we can get enough money to move them up here. It's not going to take much. They don't have much stuff. Just enough to rent a U-Haul truck and get them up here. I run a trailer park, so housing is not going to be a problem. But the situation has got to be remedied, and the remedy for that situation, in the instant moment, is to get that child out of the abusive environment that he's in and bring him up here where he can enjoy the outdoors. So hopefully you guys come through, and I know you've come through for me and everything I've tried to do for patriots for years. In fact, if it wasn't for the people who listen to this channel, I wouldn't be here right now. So, be that as it may, the immediate thing that has to be done is we have to get this gifted child out of a very abusive environment. Now, I'm talking about emotionally abusive, yelling and screaming and things like that. I'm not talking about any physical abuse or none of that. But as we all know, if you watch my videos for any length of time, you know that these situations can quickly escalate and become something that nobody ever foresaw. So please, if you can, throw a couple of bucks in the till and help that family get up out of that abusive situation and out of the mess that they're in. Not going to take much, but every bit helps. Everybody would say, well, I've only got $5. Well, $5 and $5 and $5 and $5 adds up to what it takes to rent a U-Haul. They don't have much stuff. So it's only going to take one U-Haul trip from Florida up to here to get out of there permanently and get this kid into school. Oh, here's a phone call. Well, I just got off the phone with Amtrak, and they said that a 12-year-old can ride Amtrak, but anyone younger than that has to be accompanied by an adult, or they said hire somebody from social services to accompany him. I said, right. I would trust social services as far as I could spit up wind in a Saigon monsoon. So there is that possibility. There's also the possibility of flying, because flying would take maybe an hour, hour and a half from there to here, and I pick them up at the airport. Or in the latest alternative, I could take a nice scenic drive down to Florida, and I'd have to have somebody look after my dogs while I go do that, because it's 1,200 miles round trip. But we're going to work this out. In the meantime, whatever we do is obviously going to cost some dineros. And I could pay for his Amtrak ticket. I could pay for his plane ticket. But to rent a U-Haul from Florida to here, I think it's going to take more money than what I have available. So I would really, really appreciate it if all of you listening just throw a couple of bucks in the till. And let's see if we can make a dent in this to get these people up here, to get this family up here, and out of that abusive situation that they're in. This is Dave from Net for Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. If it wasn't for us patriots, these dummies would get the government that they deserve. Thank you for listening.
I am starting a GiveSendGo for a good friend and his family who are living in deplorable conditions in Florida, and not because of the hurricane, something much worse, and which is a daily struggle to tolerate and impossible to overcome without a community of patriots chipping in to help. Top secret Army Ranger, his wife, and his 11-year-old boy are living in Florida in deplorable conditions, and not because of the hurricane. His landlord is a total ditz, dink-it-ow nut job, who sleeps on a couch in the living room, which is blocking the kitchen. Her bedroom is locked and has been locked for 5 years since her 2 dogs died, and there are dried dog turds on the bedroom carpet that have never been cleaned up. Cockroaches who feed on anything feast on the feces and roam free in the house despite repeated attempts to exterminate them. She constantly nags the boy, who is a child prodigy who skipped 2 grades, but the stress of living in these conditions is adversely affecting his grades. This is no kind of environment for any human being to live in, let alone a gifted child. What I am asking is not for myself. I am on a fixed income and cannot solve problems that require substantial funds to remedy. However, I can and will do whatever I can to help an inglorious patriot and someone who has sacrificed so much for this country to at least live the rest of his life like a human being. Whatever I can do, my friend, can consider it done, and all of you, to whatever extent is comfortable for you in these times, can be a part of something that will change 3 lives forever. I am personally taking steps to get that child out of this situation immediately. We are arranging to put him on an Amtrak with his cell phone so he can talk to me all the way and get him away from that situation post-haste, while his mom and dad pack up their belongings and rent a U-Haul headed to North Carolina. My good friend and his family will be my neighbors, and the boy can grow up in God's country without all of the mess and stress of what he has to deal with now. It doesn't matter if you can only afford a few bucks. A few hundred or a few thousand $1 or $5 donations will help this family escape the daily trauma of living with filth and vermin along with a bipolar live-in landlord. If you cannot afford to donate at this time, we understand, but be sure to leave a prayer that this situation gets resolved. It has been scientifically proven that prayer works, and it works especially well when you pray as if the prayer was already answered. And that is a secret that very few people know about, but it is also a fact. Please stay tuned to this channel for updates on this situation. Top Secret Army Ranger will be in studio once we are able to get him here. Those who contribute to the Bug Out Fund will also get updates sent to their email if they so choose. It will become readily apparent what your contribution helped to come to pass. In the meantime, us patriots gotta do what we gotta do for each other. Otherwise, friends, family, and community are meaningless.